KHTS 1220 and 98.1 FM. We're back live. This is the Ask Brien radio show. And for those who have not ever listened to Ask Brien, shame on you. Ask Brien is basically I'm not going to use the word nonprofit because we at some point in time we were profitable. But the reality is Ask Brien is a business network, also on www.askbrien.com, where you can ask people business questions and you can get business answers. You can watch a video about a business problem that you have. You can read an ebook. You can read a blog post, and you can listen to a webinar. So anything for business that you have a business issue with, you'll be able to find the solution on askbrien.com. And one of the aspects of Ask Brien is this radio show, and each week we interview a CEO or startup or something new in business so that people can learn something about business. And my glorious co-host, Patty, who happens to be a mortgage broker, and she only has her own radio show, and I'm going to let her give a little spiel on that.
Yeah, I'm excited about the show. So, yes, I'm a mortgage advisor here in Santa Clarita Valley, and I'm happy to help in that capacity. I also have a show starting over with Patty Handy on Wednesday, second Wednesday and fourth Wednesday, basically to help people transition from brokenness to brilliance after divorce, financially, physically, emotionally, and getting them back on track. So, very excited.
Well, and maybe they could ask Brien to solve the problems too. All right, so for people that don't know about the Ask Brien site, we're going to spend a couple minutes just going over that, and then we have a great guest. I believe she's Miss Ohio. Is that correct, Heather?
It's accurate. Yes, it is.
But she has the brains to match the beauty. So, anyway, we're getting back to the Ask Brien website. People, we have a question and answer section. We also have a section whereby we have an expert match. So people that are qualified, in order to become an expert on Ask Brien, you have to go through a qualification process. And if you are accepted as an Ask Brien expert, you get an Ask Brien expert badge that you can place on your website, and that will link back to our site and vice versa. The experts will then ask and answer questions to the business owners, so that if you had a problem, hey, I'm trying to get more clients, or I'm trying to get more people into my store, what can I do? You can go to a marketing expert. The marketing expert can answer that question. But, sometimes, and that's a specific question, but sometimes people say, hey, listen, yeah, I want to learn about marketing, but I want to do it at 2 a.m. when I'm relaxing, my family's asleep, so how can I do that? Well, that's where Ask Brien has additional resources for you. You can read an ebook on marketing. You could watch a video that the expert has created on marketing, or you can even have a webinar that you've downloaded from, social media marketing. How do I use Facebook to promote my business? And you generally can listen to those on demand. So, the other issue with Ask Brien is each subscriber can take that webinar and put it on their Google Calendar or iCalendar or Outlook, whatever calendaring system you have. You can schedule it so you'll get an alert for that. And you can there are also a section for business owners to ask and answer business questions of other businesses. It's a free resource, and we're just trying to promote businesses and help businesses solve their problems.
I think that's awesome. I think I want to reiterate, you just mentioned that it's free. I want to reiterate that it is a free resource for business owners, by business owners, and it's a community where we're all helping everybody else.
Exactly. You get out of life what you put into it.
Yeah.
And that's what Ask Brien concept is backed on.
Yeah, absolutely.
And without further ado, Heather, you there?
Oh my gosh, I'm here. And 5-second plug for you guys and the platform that you guys have with Ask Brien is, holistically, I know all of the listeners dream of being in national media and entrepreneur in all of the media, but it really starts with opportunities such as being a contributor and expert for the Ask Brien show. And that's a great place to start, because you have to start somewhere, and media outlets aren't going to cover you unless you're an expert endorsed by someone other than yourself.
Well, that is absolutely true. I'm glad you understand the concept and understand everything. You had mentioned something to me called Social Impact Fest. What is that?
So I'm really excited. There is a huge push, and I'm excited. A lot of people are drinking from the same Kool-Aid, but a lot of businesses and millennials and people as a whole are looking at how is our business really having an impact in our community? What's the bottom line? Are we giving back? And ultimately, how are we treating our employees, etc.? So we created a social impact fest where what we're going to do is we're creating an opportunity for an entrepreneur and or a company that has a for good component, whether they have a business and they're financially giving back a portion of their proceeds to a charity, whether they're spending a lot of their time on consumer education, maybe they are really changing lives in healthcare, or maybe it's a one-for-one model. So we created this pitch contest that's going to take place in San Diego on June 30th, where entrepreneurs essentially pitch their business because they believe it has a for good component, and we'll choose one winner. They will get $2,500. They will get a amazing publicist to support them. They'll get PR support from Publicity for Good, and they'll get a lot of other amazing resources to really allow them to grow their business. So we are creating this opportunity for any entrepreneur in the greater NorCal, SoCal region to share their business and essentially be highlighted as a company that's truly making a difference.
That's very cool. So does this person get in front of a committee and have a certain period of time to pitch their business and then share what they're doing?
Yeah, so essentially what you have to do is there's 2 different entries, but all you do is submit a video. It can be on your phone, and then from there, physically at the event, there'll be a live pitch contest. We'll have curated speakers, some of, I would say, the top entrepreneurs who are just as successful when you look at their bank account and the business they built, but also holistically, they're in the trenches, they're giving back, and they're living a life of enjoyment, but really serving others in a deep way.
Yeah, that's so awesome. I think at the end of the day, when we know we've made a difference in someone's lives for the better, and that we've shared whether it's our wisdom, our time, our funds, whatever it is, it's just a feel good thing. I mean, that's what it's all about, right? That's fantastic.
Oh, absolutely. And I do think, and I love that you're starting a radio show, and I do think a lot of what we end up creating is through personal experience and personal struggle. So it's such a gift to be able to share those lessons with others.
Now, you said you said people can send in their video, but the actual pitching is going to be live. Is that correct?
Yes, on June 30th.
So if you have 15,000 people respond and send in a video, you're going to have 15,000 people speak, or you're just going to lower the amount to a certain amount that, in other words, is it going to be tiers, or you're going to just allow it?
Right. So essentially everyone has to submit their video by June 10th, and then finalists will be selected by June 15th, and then those finalists will be told that they can do a live pitch at the physical event on June 30th.
And how many finalists will there be? Do you know?
In round 2, there'll be 2 finalists.
Oh, so but are only 2 people then going to be giving the pitch at this festival, or more people going to be giving the pitch at the
There's
festival?
only going to be 2 people pitching.
Wow.
The rest is going to be speakers, training, etc., to support entrepreneurs who really want to have an impact with their business.
And where is the agenda available?
It's at socialimpactfest.com.
Socialimpactfest.com. Okay.
Correct.
And what are the ticket prices? How do you get tickets for that?
Well, give me a second and I'll tell you.
You know, Peter, he's always full of great questions.
It's from my
I
legal
know,
background.
and I was hoping I sent you the information. I was hoping you would give me a little bit more information.
You can get back to us in a second.
Yeah,
on
you
that.
could
I
keep
don't
looking.
wanna-
So I'm not sure we really formally introduced Heather in her entirety as far as Heather DeSantis. She's a public relations.
And she owns she's actually CEO of Publicity for Good. So while you're looking for that, Heather, I know you can do two things at once.
No, you can. There's no price to come. Just say that Heather sent you. Say Peter sent you from the Ask Brien show.
Nice.
Well, you
Yeah.
might get a rush of 10,000 people.
That's fine.
And where in San Diego is it?
It's going to be at WeWork from 1 to 5.
Okay.
On June 30th.
I think I might try to attend, and I might even send in a video. This is exciting.
No, I love that. It's really exciting. Good people who are building something greater than themselves. And I mean, I really even think it could be. It could be someone who has a profitable company, but they spend so much of their time on education, consumer education, because I still feel like that's for good.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's really exciting.
Absolutely. You listen to KHTS, your hometown station, AM 1220 and 98.1 FM. And we're talking to Heather DeSantis, Public Relations Extraordinaire.
So the name of your company is Publicity for Good. So first of all, how did you come up with that name, and explain a little bit about the company?
Yeah. So I have always really loved anything related to cause marketing for good, having an impact. And most of my beginnings was managing cause marketing for Panera Bread and other major companies. I was at a traditional ad agency and then left. And then through freelance work, started my own company. And at the time, I branded as DeSantis PR, which feels like cool, how exciting you have a company named after yourself, which I have so much respect for. But when I started going to all these conferences and I saw other agencies, so PR firms and communication companies, they all to me had that same vanilla pudding. Every company was a name, like Smith and Communications, and every company was named after themselves. And I wanted to create something bigger than myself, and I feel like if you guys were trying to find a partner to work with, if you had 5 companies and they all are named after themselves, if you don't necessarily have a connection to them, it's going to be a hard decision. But if there's Publicity for Good and the concept of impact or for good or something, it gives you a higher connection to resonate with. So it was a big decision to really commit to doing a whole rebrand and kind of go with that name. But it was just something that was always on my mind, and one of those intuition moments that it's just your gut.
Now,
it's good to follow your intuition.
Do you have any nonprofits in this Publicity for Good, or are they all profitable entities?
Right now, they're all profitable entities, but even though we're a for-profit company, a lot of our time and my time is there might be companies that have a for-good component and they're for-profit, and I'll do it at a much lower rate, or a lot of times I will give my sweat equity to causes I care about.
So let's talk about publicity in general. Let's take a sidestep for a second. So our listeners are business owners, obviously, and they're always looking for ways to get exposure. At the end of the day, you could be the best at what you do, and if no one knows about you, then you're broke. So we hear social media and print ads and radio. I mean, there's so many things. So for a company who's relatively new with a relatively small budget, what are some of the things that you recommend in terms of the best way to get PR for somebody in that kind of situation?
Yeah, so first, to bring clarity, when we say PR, I want the listeners to be aware that PR does not equal sales. And I would say that if you're struggling and you really need to get a couple more people into your brick and mortar location. I would say more guerrilla marketing, feet on the pavement. That is a much faster way to build your business. And I think a lot of people forget about that. But when you look at PR, it's building you as a thought leader. It's making you stand out amongst many other competitors in your space. And it's essentially making you a higher caliber person, an industry leader, and it's allowing you to essentially, even if you would want to, you could raise your prices. I mean, it's like a badge of honor when you are able to be that thought leader.
You almost achieve celebrity status, for lack of better words. I've seen some people on social media, Instagram and Facebook, with thousands Instagram primarily, with hundreds of thousands of followers, and they're typically coaches or consultants in some capacity, and it's almost like they are celebrity status, and their social media presence is launching them. That's
absolutely, and that's really what's working well, is when there is this synergistic connection between PR and social media. That's what's working well. Mm-hmm. You have to connect traditional PR to social media.
You indicated that you need to be an expert. That's the goal, right? So how does somebody become an expert?
So first and foremost, it's looking at what is your industry and why do people come to you. So, for example, if you are a dentist, I'm thinking of what are the topics and questions that people ask you all the time. If you're a CPA, what are the questions they ask you all the time? I would say it's really stepping into the knowledge piece and taking a stance and opinion, and not even talking about the service that you sell. And I think that's really where it comes into play, is giving your expert opinion, at giving advice, and then as a business owner, if you often get questions, I would use that as content to start building up your blog. And I would always say the best place to start is start writing and building up your blog.
Yeah, blog writing is very important. So we're down to about a minute before we go to our first break. Heather, go ahead and share with us again the website for the event in San Diego.
So it's socialimpactfest.com.
Fest.com. Awesome. One more question before we go to break, Peter?
No, we're going to be right back. You're listening to KHTS 1220 and 98.1 FM.
Stay tuned.
Diamond Rio brings their musical magic to the Santa Clarita Performing Arts Center on Saturday, June 30th. KHTS is proud to present Diamond Rio, 6-time Country Vocal Group of the Year, 23 top 10 hits. Experience Grammy Award winners Diamond Rio like you've never seen them before, right here in our hometown at the Santa Clarita Performing Arts Center. Country legends Diamond Rio, and featuring our one and only local singing sensation, Savannah Burrows. Savannah Burrows and Diamond Rio, together at the Santa Clarita Performing Arts Center, Saturday, June 30th. One more day. Tickets are going fast. Visit canyonspac.com to purchase yours. canyonspac.com for Diamond Rio.
Real stories from the Aquarium of the Pacific.
I first came to the aquarium in 1998 on a kindergarten field trip. The aquarium inspired me to learn more about the oceans and how to best protect the environment.
I just never got that connection. I just thought, oh, look, this is just water I can play in, but the aquarium was so much more than that.
Someone throws the buoy and they tell Parker to go find it. He brings it back to me, and as he comes out of the water, on the buoy it says, "Will you marry me?"
I remember one of my students being surprised by her father, who was a diver in the tank.
Our son Liam fell in love with the Aquarium of the Pacific.
It's a great way to spend more time with my dad.
When I was 6 years old and I saw that amazing big blue whale, my life was forever changed.
I remembered some kids touching the bat rays and going, wow.
Come celebrate the Aquarium of the Pacific's 20th anniversary. Meet some old friends and create aquarium stories of your own. Call 888-SHARKS-2 or visit aquariumofpacific.org.
The Aquarium of the Pacific. The best live theater can be found right here in the Santa Clarita Valley. The Canyon Theater Guild has been entertaining audiences for decades with top quality musicals and plays. Located on Main Street in Old Town Newhall, CTG also offers workshops for the young actor in your family. For more information, call the box office at 799-2702 or go online to canyontheater.org.
Live life juiced up at Juice It Up Valencia. Come in and try our great tasting smoothies, protein shakes, acai, and wheatgrass for your healthy lifestyle on the go. Also, enjoy our 10 flavors of tantalizing zinc frozen yogurt and selection of healthy toppings. Juice It Up Valencia is located at the corner of Newhall Ranch Road and Copper Hill Drive in the Office Depot Plaza. Open Monday through Saturday from 7 a.m. until 9 p.m. and Sundays from 8 until 8. And remember to live life juiced up at Juice It Up Valencia.
The Santa Clarita Ballet presents ballet's greatest comedy, Coppelia. Perfect for all ages, with dazzling dancing, colorful costumes, and magnificent music. 2 performances only on Saturday, June 9th at 2 p.m. and 7:30 p.m. at the Santa Clarita Performing Arts Center at College of the Canyons. For ticket info, visit santaclaritaballet.net.
Welcome back, KHTS 1220 and 98.1 FM. We have a great guest today, Heather DeSantis, Publicity for Good, and she's also promoting an event on Social Impact Fest. Is that correct? Heather?
Hello.
Hello. So we had a couple of questions for you. All right. So we've got a furniture store. I always use the furniture store.
You do like that furniture store.
Because there's not going to, less impact of online than I would think. Although I'm sure there's furniture.com is probably a big company. So you got a furniture store over here in Newhall, and they're trying to figure out a way to get new customers, and they've heard all about this stuff about the internet, but they're old school. They haven't done much. Okay. So from a publicity perspective, obviously my understanding is publicity seems to be more of a long-term process, whereas advertising is more of a short-term impact. Would that be correct or not?
I would say so, and I would say now that times are changing, and I honestly would consider publicity, and this is my definition. Publicity, I feel, is getting third-party endorsement from someone you trust, whether it's the Ask Brien show, TV station, local paper, and I also would include an influencer as well.
And
as in someone, an influencer, I would define as someone that's on Instagram that has a lot of followers, that lives in your market, that if they came into your store to buy your furniture, you would be over the moon happy.
So would you classify a testimonial to be publicity?
I think so.
Nah.
No?
Yeah.
It's an endorsement.
It's an endorsement, but it's also self. I guess it depends on how you get the testimonial. Patty, will you endorse my show, or is it that way? What would be the definition?
Of what?
So, is a testimonial? Would you consider testimonial to be publicity? That's the question. And I know we're trying to stump you, and I do a very good job of that.
We don't want to stump
this show should be called Ask the Stumper. I would not call it. I view publicity as the black and white understanding or seeing the Ask Brien show, or an influencer or a newspaper highlighting an organization or a product, which I guess could be viewed the same way as a testimony.
And social media, that's advertising or publicity?
I think it's publicity. But I don't think it really matters as long as we figure out what's the fastest way to have the impact we want. So if we're talking about a furniture, if we have a local furniture store who hasn't done a lot of marketing and it's all new to them. I really feel like Instagram could be huge for them.
So what would you would post post different pictures of the furniture that they're selling on Instagram? Is that what you would do?
So, honestly, what I would do is I would first start the Instagram account, number one. Number two, you need to have really high-end lifestyle photos of your product on Instagram. But then what I would do is find someone local who understands Instagram or to find influencers in your city that represent your consumer. So, for example, if I had a furniture store in the LA market, I would search Instagram for newlyweds, people that I would anticipate that would buy my furniture.
So new homeowners.
Correct. And then essentially what I would do is essentially create an amazing offer for these influencers, schedule a day where we can invite the influencers into our local mom and pop's furniture place, and then have just like a high-end photo shoot for the influencers. And by them coming in, you'll give them a huge discount on your furniture. That's a win for the influencer, and then it's a win for you because you have all these influencers in your store, and you're going to get amazing lifestyle Instagram photos of local influencers with your product.
How do you find influencers?
So you can go on Instagram and search the city. You can search the city. So you could type in like LA mommy blogger or whoever you want to find.
And then when you find these people, can you contact them directly?
You can direct message them. Direct message works really well. Okay, this is crazy. I was feeling really empowered, and I sent a direct message to Grant Cardone, who is a very influential entrepreneur, and I said, I want to interview you because I write for BuzzFeed. And he responded, and he said, let's do it. So Instagram is a great way to connect with people fast.
So I never knew that you could direct message through Instagram. How do you do that?
You can. If you physically go to someone's profile, if you just look at someone's profile.
Oh, yeah, there's a message button right there.
There's a message.
Look at that. Looky there.
And yeah. So it's like a hidden gem that really will allow you to connect with a lot of people.
Yeah,
This is something. I mean, it's a very black and white thing, and it's just the first thing to do is create your profile. The second thing is I would say put 4 to 5 photos up, and then from that be deliberate, and even maybe have someone that is maybe younger, and you could outsource it to them to specifically follow people in your city to grow. And of course, here I am talking about Instagram, and I'm a publicist and run Publicity for Good, but it's very connected now. And I think now with so many media companies consolidating and, media companies not having as many staff writers, I think influencers are becoming the new content creators. And there's a even higher appreciation for local media because I think now more than ever, they're people are wondering, are these companies really verified? And I think people really value the endorsements by the radio stations and TV stations and influencers they follow.
Fantastic. You're listening to KHTS, your hometown station on AM 1220 and 98.1 FM. Also Facebook Live. So social media, let's kind of come back to that. We talked about Instagram. We have Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter. What's your favorite, or does it really depend on the product and or service that you're selling?
Well, it depends on what you're selling. So if you are a brick and mortar location where people physically come and buy a product, or you're extremely local, I would say Instagram and Facebook are great. Now, if you have an online business more in the digital space, LinkedIn is getting amazing for connecting in business leads. I would say more than Facebook, to be honest.
What if you're a business coach and you have a service? Obviously, you don't
If
have a
you're-
product, so
If you're a business coach that consults people, has a digital product, or is online, from personal experience, Facebook and Instagram have worked well. But honestly, Facebook has worked best for me because when I first got started, there were so many Facebook groups that I joined, and I got connected to like all the different online worlds. And then from there, I would say organically for a year, I kept just celebrating client successes and like celebrating them, that organically people wanted that too, and that's how I built my business. But I mean, I built my business and I had no landing page, no Facebook ads, nothing fancy, no website, and it was all through Facebook, sharing client successes on Facebook, so the media they got, and then literally probably for the first 6 months, I would like reach out to like 25 people a day, trying to schedule a get to know you conversation.
Yeah, with Facebook you can tag them so it shows up on their feed as well, so their friends see it. So that's a nice little perk.
Well, in order to tag, though, you have to be friends. So first you'd have to establish a friend, and then you can
Right.
tag people, is my understanding.
Right.
That's a very interesting method for your success. 25 people a day is a lot of people.
That's a lot of calls. Power to you.
Yeah, but you have to understand that before this, when I left when I was working at the ad agency, at the time for fun, I had a side hustle where I was making lemonade money. I think I made $1,000 a month, but I was in network marketing. But I learned so much about business. I was thankful for the opportunity that so much of those pieces kind of relate into what, building my PR company. As in, I think it's a numbers game, and I think we overthink things, that it's just, like, how can you reach out to as many people as possible just to connect and provide value and service and have a connection. So, yeah.
How did you pick those 25 per day?
Okay, so honestly, I had no rhyme or reason. I had no rhyme or reason. I would look to see if they seemed positive or liked what they were up to. But I had no idea what I was walking into or who they were, to be honest.
Well, you've done very well.
You've done good. I just followed you on Instagram, Heather.
Oh, thank you.
So,
thank you.
Yeah, of course. So we had a guest last week that was very young and shared his success.
Vin Clancy.
Yeah, purely with Facebook groups. He was specifically focusing on Facebook groups and what he did within that and his growth that just happened so quickly. And we were talking about how just there's so much out there with social media and the overwhelm, and somebody who's kind of new to it, relatively new to this world, it can be like a fire hose, and you just don't know where to start. You don't know you don't have the manpower to do it all. So what is your suggestion? Is it hire a young college kid with some social media skills and let them run with it, or what are your thoughts with that?
With that, and I understand where you're coming from because I have felt that way before, and when I first started out, I did everything, and now I'm to a place where I want to build a online and offline business. But I think you can only commit to doing one or two things at once, and I do think it's important to find people who have built similar companies to you that are ahead of you and figure out what worked for them. Because you can't. Every industry is different. And although and I think what people don't realize and understand is the thing with the online world is a lot of times you see people flash their profit and revenue and everything under the sun, but you're not really seeing how much they're spending on Facebook ads, how much they're paying on running traffic, all of those things to stay afloat.
Yeah, definitely a net profit number is a whole lot different than a gross profit number.
Yeah.
We've seen that for sure.
So what can you tell us about LinkedIn and marketing on LinkedIn?
So LinkedIn has been really good for me. I would say right now people are focused on trying to build themselves to be a thought leader on LinkedIn, and people are focused on sharing content, sharing articles. And I would say the thing I love about LinkedIn is if you want to be a thought leader or you want to start writing and you don't have a platform to do so, you can start writing articles on your LinkedIn that actually look like articles that would be posted on a third-party site like Entrepreneur and Inc. So you already have a platform where you can start writing about topics that are relevant to your community. So that's the first thing. The second thing is there are different softwares that you can use that will actually connect with your ideal buyer on LinkedIn too, which is really cool. So essentially what it'll do is Monday through Friday, it'll connect with 50 people a day, and then from there, it'll send personalized automated messages. So it's really cool. So if you're wanting just to connect with people in different industries, it works really well.
So mechanically, can you walk us through that? Because I'm not 100% there yet.
So essentially, there are different softwares that you can physically pay that will automatically, for you, where you don't have to do anything, it will connect with people for you.
So seeking similar people to yourself?
Well, so say you would want to connect with entrepreneurs, or for me, I essentially want to connect with media, CEOs of food brands, vice president of food brands, and thought leaders, entrepreneurs, etc., whatever. So it will, from my LinkedIn, automatically 50 people a day connect with people that have those types of titles.
But is that through LinkedIn, or you're buying separate software?
No, it's separate software.
But is LinkedIn compatible kind of thing?
Yeah.
Can you tell us what, like one of the softwares that you're aware of? It doesn't have to be the one.
It's like the black market. I don't have the name, but what I can do, Peter, is send you a couple of them, and the one that I've used, you can put it in the show notes.
Okay.
Sounds fair. So that's kind of nice that you can just do a one email that goes out to everybody. I have to say that a lot of times with LinkedIn, what I've personally experienced is somebody will ask to connect, and depending upon the circumstance, I'll connect, and then within a day, I get here's what I do, and it's all about them, and I'm a little frustrated with that because there's never a buildup of a relationship. There's no hi, I'm John. Thanks for connecting. Your profile looks interesting. Start a friendship. I just get like fire hosed with, here's what I do, and here's a link to my website, and here's a blah. And it's like, oh my gosh, people, that's not the way you build a relationship.
Well, you're listening to KHTS 1220 and 98.1 FM. That's a very good point that you brought out, because the reality is, like anything else in life, you can't rush something, okay? Yes, there are ads that can go viral and videos that can go viral, but you can't rush anything. A relationship more so than anything else. You can't just rush into it and boom, it's right. Yeah, people can click, things can click, that's true. But if you push yourself too far, too much, I think there's a problem when you get that far. And it can affect, can slow down the relationship, even if it was building. You have to go at a slow pace and just wait. You have to wait sometimes. You have to be patient, and then you can build a relationship. You can't just do it at your own speed. You have to do it at the other person's speed, is what I believe.
It's kind of like dating. When you meet somebody and you have a conversation, you don't just, well, maybe I shouldn't go there. But
well, especially with all the online stuff nowadays.
You just don't, you've got to build that friendship, that relationship. But anyways, I'll go on to the next topic.
What do you think, Heather?
No, I was thinking the same thing. You can't, on your first date, you can't propose.
Yeah. That's a great way to put it. Thank you.
That's a very funny concept. But the reality is, you have to build something over time. You can't just build it up all at once. Now, it doesn't mean you can't, after a month, be, much heavily, contacting each other, communicating each other. But, you you can't just push it all at
Yeah.
once.
Here's my services, and here's what I can do for you, and yeah.
So, are you running any Facebook ads, Heather?
I am not, and it's funny. I was going to have a conversation with one of your previous guests, Chris Weiser, to run some ads for me.
He's an interesting guy. We had him on the show a couple weeks ago, and he provided a lot of great information, as have all the guests that we've had on the show. And
yeah,
we want to have a special thank you out to Heather, because Heather has provided us with a lot of guests as well. And in terms of PR, Heather DeSantis and Publicity for Good has really been very helpful to us as well. So that's a plug, but that's it. We're going to be taking a commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Little Eye Leaders is the newest preschool in the Santa Clarita Valley. At Little Eye Leaders, our outstanding teachers lead with intellect, perspective, and heart. That means our programs provide a warm, nurturing atmosphere to meet the unique needs of each child. We believe that play is a powerful form of learning for young children. That's why our kids have every opportunity to learn through the magic and excitement of play. Parents, schedule a tour today by calling 303-0400 or online at littleeyeleaders.org.
Bob, I don't believe you.
You're jaded, Blanche.
Read my lips, Bob. You've had a history of exaggeration.
It's true. They're building Castaic High School.
Castaic High, like in Castaic, California.
That's right, Blanche.
Prove it, Bob.
Go to your computer, type in CastaicHighProject.com, and get free and frequent updates.
What's that web address again?
CastaicHighProject.com.
With fervor, like you really mean it.
CastaicHighProject.com.
Men, are you feeling tired, stressed, or just don't have the energy you used to? Did you know this could be related to decreased testosterone levels? Luckily, there's a safe, effective solution. Weeder Prime helps support healthy testosterone levels with clinically tested key ingredients. Just 2 capsules of Weeder Prime each day can help change your mood, energy, focus, body fat, and lean muscle. Feel the way you felt 10, 20, even 30 years ago. Rediscover your Prime with Weeder Prime. To find a retailer near you, visit WeederPrime.com. That's WEIDER Prime.com.
The minute I open my door, Debbie Morris has a problem. I say, oh my gosh, a really big problem. The dog, the cat, my 3-year-old. Debbie's house is a mess. How can one family create this disaster? Debbie needs Made for You. I need help. Professional, residential, and commercial cleaning, locally owned. You choose the schedule, weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, or even one-time seasonal cleaning. Call 255-2922. That's 255-2922. Made for You. Made for You rescued me.
Your nails have amazing shine. What polish is that?
It's a gel manicure from Forever Nails and Spa.
What's a gel manicure?
It's a manicure that uses a special polish using a UV light. The polish has incredible shine and lasts for up to 14 days without chipping.
14 days? I've never heard of a polish lasting that long.
It's a great way to extend your manicure and save money on polish changes and touch-ups.
Located on the old road at Valencia Boulevard. Visit forevernailsandspa.com.
At Advanced Audiology, we know how important hearing is to you, your loved ones, your work success, your safety, and your ability to stay in the game. Most people won't admit hearing loss to themselves or others. We make it easy for you. Today's digital hearing aids come in a variety of styles, including invisible. All feature-rich, providing unparalleled hearing quality, wearing comfort, and automation that simplifies your life. Don't be fooled by our imitators. There's only one Advanced Audiology with the purple sign next to AAA on Valencia Boulevard.
City of Hope is a world leader in cancer research and treatment. And there's a City of Hope community practice location right here in Santa Clarita, eliminating a major barrier in the fight against cancer: distance to quality care. Santa Clarita benefits from City of Hope's compassionate care and renowned clinical expertise. Find out more at cityofhope.org/Santa Clarita or call 661-799-1999.
Welcome back. That's right, the Ask Brien radio show on KHTS 1220 and 98.1 FM. And we have Heather DeSantis, Publicity for Good. So, Heather, a couple questions for you. If you've never done publicity before and you're a business owner and you've got your online website, what is the first thing you would do from a publicity perspective?
So I start everyone with the Oprah effect. So would you like to experience it, Brien? Or Peter?
Absolutely, positively, yes.
Absolutely.
Supercalifragilistic makes me alidocious.
Oh, dear Lord.
See? So Oprah is calling you tomorrow, and she wants you to be on the O Network. What would you talk about, and why?
I would talk about my expertise in solving business problems.
Why?
Because that's my brand, that's who I am, and that's what I'm trying to promote.
Why does it keep you up at night? Why does it stress you out if you don't help people?
It doesn't stress me out. I just like helping others and giving back to the community and making sure that everyone has trying to level the playing field for the rest of the society.
And then why does it matter to level the playing field?
Because I don't think everyone gets a fair shot.
Did you not have a fair shot ever?
Is this a psychiatry show?
I like the questions. I like the questions.
No, but see, so much of what drives us is from personal experiences, and we often forget that, and we get so focused on pushing our product that we forget the human nature and element to it, which is why I asked them if Oprah were to call you, what do you want to talk about, to get people to step away from just trying to sell their dental cleaning service or selling a home and step into the solution that they really are providing.
The why is huge, and I love the fact that you're asking why and then why again and then why again, because you're going deeper and deeper, because the why at the end of the day is what makes us persevere, and when times are tough or times are thin from a profit place, the why is what gets you out of bed and keeps on going.
I think the why is like when you're a child and you're asking, why is this? Why is that, Dad?
No,
why is this?
I think
Why
that's
is that?
wiser.
Why is the sky blue? Why is this?
And those are the questions you want to answer.
Absolutely.
I call it an inquisitive mind. So let's get back. So obviously, Oprah's not going to be the first stage that someone's going to get on a show on when you're starting them out, right? So you've got a new client or you have a prospective new client. What are you going to tell them to do?
I'll tell them to call the Ask Brien show.
Good answer.
They're trying to build up their arsenal of experts.
And
I wonder, though, how many of your listeners realize the amazing community that you guys have and how many people actually reach out to say they would love to share what they do. I would challenge, if you're a listener, I would really challenge you to connect with them.
Well, and truly, we're in that still early stage. We're still in that branding concept, right? People don't know what Ask Brien is. Our listeners do, and a few people do, but it's really not out there. If you did a survey of 1,000 people, I'd be shocked if 5 or 10 even knew. Okay, so the reality is we're still in that branding stage. We're still trying to get the name out there so people know what it is, and I think that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to tell people who we are, and then they can't really use the service or contact us or do anything until they know what we are and what we're offering. So I do believe in that. So I'm going to guess, and this is my guesstimate from my conversations with you, the first thing for publicity would be to set up your own, make sure you have your own Facebook page for your business.
Yeah. Make sure you have a Facebook page. Make sure you have information about you, because the media does look at who you are. And then if you've never done media before, I would say record a video of you on your iPhone, introducing yourself, who you are, what you're passionate about, and the topics you want to discuss. That's working well, too. All the people that have never done TV before actually record a video of themselves, high energy, looking good, and then we'll use that to secure a local TV segment.
And would you publish that on YouTube first?
I post it on YouTube and then send it in an email.
And how would somebody, a novice, get on TV? And you only have about 1 minute left.
So 1 minute left. So essentially, and I actually interviewed an executive producer today. So I will tag you in that video. It talks exactly about that. But all you do is reach out to the morning news executive producer, and they're looking for local businesses that are doing good. So if you're a local business, you don't have an advertising budget, and you are a more for-purpose business or you're focused on education, they will certainly have you on. Otherwise, you could spend a couple $100s to pay to be on, which is still a good deal as well.
Well, that's interesting about the pay. We only have about 20 seconds left. I want to make sure everybody's aware of the Social Impact Fest. And what is that website again before we go?
So it's socialimpactfest.com, and essentially it's an opportunity for any business that is making a difference. It's a for-good company can pitch themselves to earn $2,500 and then some other amazing prizes. And then the live pitch will be June 30th in San Diego.
Thank you very much, Heather.
Heather, you've been awesome. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.